Google just dropped a nuclear bomb on the entire tech industry. I'm not exaggerating. 5 minutes into the Google I/O 2026 keynote, my jaw was on the floor. And by the end, I genuinely questioned whether half the jobs on the planet just became obsolete. Today, I'm breaking down everything. Gemini Omni, the anti-gravity AI agent that literally moves through your screen like a digital human, and 5 tools so powerful they might change your life before the year is over. Stay with me, because the last one, nobody is talking about it yet. Before we dive in, quick context. Google I/O is Google's annual developer conference. It's where they announce their biggest breakthroughs. But this year, this wasn't incremental. This wasn't, oh cool, a small upgrade. This was a full-scale paradigm shift. And I think a year from now, we'll look back at I/O 2026 as the moment AI went from helpful assistant to indispensable collaborator. All right, let's start with the thing that made the entire audience go silent, Gemini Omni. Gemini Omni. Let me tell you why the name Omni is not just branding, it's a promise. Previous Gemini models were powerful but siloed. You had Gemini Pro for text, Gemini Nano for on-device tasks, Gemini Ultra for the heavy stuff. Omni says, forget all of that. One model. It processes text, images, video, audio, code, 3D spatial data, and this is the big one, real-time sensory input. That means your phone's camera, your Pixel Buds microphone, your smartwatch sensors, all feeding into a single unified intelligence in real time. But here's where it gets wild. During the live demo, a Google engineer held up her Pixel phone to a messy whiteboard covered in handwritten notes, diagrams, and sticky arrows. She said, and I'm quoting, Gemini, turn this into a working product roadmap with Jira tickets. And in about 8 seconds, it did. Not rough draft. Not here are some suggestions. Fully prioritized, tagged, dependency mapped Jira tickets. The auditorium erupted. I rewound the live stream 3 times because I genuinely thought it was staged. But the API logs were live. It was real. And it's not just one-off demos. Google announced that Gemini Omni will be embedded across the entire Google ecosystem. Gmail will draft entire email campaigns based on a one-line brief. Google Sheets will let you have a conversation with your data. Literally say, why did Q3 revenue drop in the Southeast region? And it'll generate a full analysis with charts. Google Docs now has what they call living documents, docs that update themselves when the underlying data changes. Imagine a project proposal that auto-updates its budget numbers every time the spreadsheet changes. That's not future tech. That ships this summer. Now let's talk about the announcement that honestly kept me up last night thinking, the anti-gravity AI agent. And yes, that's really what they called it. The name comes from the concept that this agent isn't bound by traditional interfaces. It doesn't just live inside a chat window. It floats above your entire operating system. Here's how it works. You activate anti-gravity on your Android or Chromebook, and this translucent AI avatar appears on screen. It can see what you see. It can click buttons. It can type into fields. It can navigate between apps. It's not reading metadata. It's literally watching pixels and interacting with the UI the same way a human would. Let me paint a scenario. You say, anti-gravity, find me a round-trip flight to Tokyo next month under $800. Book the best one, add it to my calendar, and send my wife the itinerary. And then you watch it. It opens Google Flights. It searches. It filters. It compares options. It pulls up your calendar to check for conflicts. It selects a flight, goes to checkout, and pauses, asking you to confirm the purchase with your fingerprint. This is critical. It never spends money without your explicit biometric approval. Then it books the flight, creates the calendar event, composes a message to your wife in Google Messages with the full itinerary, and asks you one more time before sending. The whole thing took 45 seconds. 45 seconds. And here's what makes anti-gravity different from every AI agent we've seen before. 3 things. First, it's multimodal. It understands what's on screen visually, not just text hooks or APIs. That means it works on any app, even third-party apps that have zero AI integration. Second, it has a memory layer. After a week of use, It learns your patterns. It knows you always check the weather before opening Waze. It knows you prefer aisle seats. It learns. Third, and this is the safety piece Google hammered home, it has what they call the brake system. Any action involving money, personal data sharing, or communication with another person requires your explicit approval. It's an AI that acts, but with guardrails. Okay, now let's hit the 5 tools Google announced that I think are flying under the radar, but are going to be huge. Tool number 1, Notebook LM Enterprise. You might remember the original Notebook LM. It lets you upload sources and have an AI study buddy. Well, Enterprise version turns it into a team knowledge engine. Imagine your entire company's documentation, meeting notes, Slack threads, and project files, all queryable in natural language by your whole team. What did the design team decide about the login flow last Tuesday? It finds it instantly. Tool number 2, Project IDX 2.0. This is Google's cloud-based development environment, and the upgrade is massive. It now supports full-stack development with what they call AI pair programming at the architect level. You don't just auto-complete lines of code. You describe a feature, build a real-time collaborative whiteboard with WebSockets and Canvas, and it scaffolds the entire thing. Front-end, back-end, database schema, deployment configs. Then it walks you through every decision it made, so you actually learn. It's not replacing developers. It's giving every developer a senior engineer sitting next to them. Tool number 3, Google Vids AI Director. This one's for the creators watching. Google Vids, their video creation tool, now has an AI director mode. You give it raw footage, a script, and a mood reference. Could be a YouTube video you admire, and it edits your video to match. Transitions, pacing, color grading, music selection, even jump cuts. It analyzes the reference video's editing rhythm and applies similar patterns to your footage. I tested a beta of this, and the first cut it gave me was better than my own edit. That was a humbling moment. Tool number 4, Gemini Code Assist for cybersecurity. This is serious. Google trained a specialized Gemini variant specifically on vulnerability patterns, threat intelligence, and penetration testing methodologies. It integrates directly into your IDE and flags security issues in real time. Not just static analysis, but behavioral analysis. This function is vulnerable to a timing attack because, with a full explanation and a suggested fix. For enterprise, it can simulate attack vectors on your own infrastructure in a sandboxed environment. It's like having a security team that never sleeps reviewing every line of code you commit. And tool number 5, the one nobody is talking about yet, is called Google Synapse. This was buried in the developer keynote, and I think it's the sleeper hit of the entire event. Synapse is a cross-app AI workflow builder. Think of it like IFT or Zapier, but instead of connecting simple triggers and actions, you describe a complex workflow in plain English, and Synapse builds the entire automation using Gemini Omni as the brain. Example: every Monday at 9 a.m., pull my team's assigned tasks, cross-reference with Google Calendar availability, generate a prioritized agenda, create a Google Doc with talking points, and email it to the team. One natural language instruction, full multi-app automation. No code. This is going to change how teams operate. Mark my words. So let me zoom out for a second. What do we just see? A unified AI model that understands everything. An autonomous agent that operates your devices. 5 tools that touch coding, security, video, knowledge management, and workflow automation. This isn't Google playing catch-up. This is Google saying, we built the infrastructure, we have the models, we have the distribution, and now we're going all in. The question isn't whether these tools are impressive. They obviously are. The question is, how fast will they change the way you work? Because if you're not learning to use these tools, you're going to be competing against people who are. If this video blew your mind, even a little, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell, because I'm going deep on every single one of these tools over the next few weeks. Full tutorials, real workflows, honest reviews. I've already got access to 3 of the 5 tools I mentioned, and the content is going to be insane. Drop a comment below. Which announcement surprised you the most? And if you want to be the person in your group chat who always knows what's coming next in tech, You're in the right place. I'll see you in the next one.